Hey there, my digital lovelies. Just wanted to do a little bit of a showing off today of the Pathfinding performance that I've been able to get going on Space Peregrination. I'm not currently using Unity dots, which may or probably should be able to get me some more performance. But as you'll see in a bit, there probably really isn't a need for it. And I mean, it might be something I'll look at in the future, but I feel like it might be a little bit hard to rejigger my system to actually work with the Unity dot systems. All right, so let's pop out a slightly modified original ship of mine. I made it a bit bigger, as you can see. Gave it a bit more of an interesting walking layout, a lot more space for the little dudes to walk in. Yeah, I've got some little corners, more knobbly bits for them to path around, and yeah, I'm not too sure why these walls are all the same facing. They're all like, what wall are they? They're all this wall for some reason. They're all this picture except that guy. He's just a square by himself, but all the rest are this picture. So that's kind of weird. Not sure why that would happen at all, because there is no difference between that and that. They're just walls. They should know how to sort themselves out. Hopefully I'm gonna fix that. Anyway, I've rigged up a little button, the M button for manly men, because why not? And I currently only have the same face for everyone, so they're all little beardy dudes. And this button is going to spawn me 100 little dudes. As you can see, right now, what FPS am I running at? 600, 700-ish. Well, it jumps up and down because it's so high. Cool, because nothing happening. It's just this guy, and I guess just the oxygen systems. Not really much is happening here at all. Cool. So let's get in 100 guys. Spoop. There they go. Now you can see the FPS up here. It's dropped down to about 400-ish, which is a shame. But I just added 100 dudes. I've tested up to 500, and that left me usually around 120 FPS. So let's get ourselves up there now. So it's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. Okay, so the FPS stabilizing-ish around 110, 120. Cool, so what we've got here is 500 guys walking around the ship, all with their own pathfinding, and we still got lovely performance. I can still even fly this ship. This is crazy. It's a little bit heavier. I probably need more engines if the ship's going to be this big, because I am actually using the mass. But yeah, anyway. Cool, we got 500 guys. Let's see how high we can go until we get to 60-ish FPS. So 600, 700 at 80-ish, 800, 900 is 50, 50, 60, 50, 60, 60. I think looks like 900 might be safe. I think if we go to 1,000, if we go to 1,000 dudes, it's definitely going to be under 60. It's never going to go back up there. So we got 55, 45, 55, 59. But yeah, that's pretty. Oh, look at that! They all just put on their helmets. Kind of. Oh, wait, let me check. Yeah, so many guys walking through this small hallway that they drained all the air in that hallway. So now, every time they're walking through that hallway, they got to put their helmet on. So that's nice that the oxygen system is working. They're putting on their little helmets and walking around. That's cool. So anyway, okay, so having a look at the Pathfinder class itself. So I've done quite a bit of modification of an implementation of C# that I found on Code Project. It's by a guy named Caster TU. I'll put a link in the description down below. The only real thing that I've kind of kept is the heuristics. The way he's done it, it's very nice. I'm only using the Manhattan right now, I think. Nothing special. I haven't really tested the others or how nice they are. But yeah, I've switched it up to use like Unity's vector 2 ints for the 2D coordinates. Of course, I've got my comp AI base, which is the AI component for the base. I'm using a sorted set for the list of open things, so it's always going to put the shortest distance at the front. And I used that with this little node comparer thingy, which I found you actually need for the set. And then there was a funny bug where I didn't know that the sorted set would not allow you to have two objects with the same value. And as I was comparing by the F value, sometimes there were two Fs with exactly the same value and would just never add it, and the guys would get stuck on one half of the ship and they couldn't walk to the other half. So I fixed that by, if they're the same, then I just compare the hash code. So you can just walk through both of them. The next time it'll get to a new F value that's lower. So cool. All right, let's have a look at the constructor here. You can see I bring in the AI base component for the AI character, as well as the grid. So the grid it's just a way that I represent the cells in like the 2D cells on the vessel, and this vessel can be whatever. So there's gonna be spaceships, space stations, planets. Like, it'll all work the same as long as the grid's got the information, which is yeah, super simple. Nothing real special here. The only cool thing I added more recently was the doors. If there's a door, because I need to know if there is a door, I can go through the door usually if the door is open, but that's handled elsewhere. All right, so yeah. All right, so let's have a look at the comp AI base class. This is the base controller for each little AI guy. And as we can see here, or here, okay. Oh, right. So I have been slowly standardizing all these components to use an init method and a setup method that all the components have. The init is meant to just do the setup for things that this class can control, and then the setup method is run after all the inits for an entity have run, and that lets them like reach into other components that might be on on an entity. So like say this comp character. So I'm going into the parent, grabbing the comp character component, and then I can use that because the character component has a reference to the vessel that the character's on, and then from that I can get the grid base and the grid to stick it in so that he can walk. Cool, that makes sense. Right, anywho, so the main thing is these the tick methods. So the ticking is just every frame, every 1 second, 2 seconds, whatever that it's been set at, it will either like interrupt, continue the current action, or find a new action to start. So in the case of all these guys walking around on the ship, they are using the composite action wander about ship. So this is just simple. It's a composite action that has 3 sub actions. First one is find a random location of the ship, makes sense. Then find a path, that's where the Pathfinder class comes in, and then at the end walk the path to the destination. So let's have a look at the find random location on the ship first. And you can see where I'm using, the main thing that I'm using for the performance is background tasks, or background threads. The thread pooling, whatever the C# thing is called. So the method starts, the action starts, action's running, and then I kick off the task that goes and finds a place to walk to. This is just completely random. So grab all the walkable cells, choose one of them, and then go for a walkies. Well, set the destination. So that sets the destination, sticks it in the AI's memory at the end of the action, and cool, that works fine, easy. Then finding the path. So path's got to have a start coord, end coord. I have a stopwatch just for funsies, but anyway, so it starts, it needs to check if the start coord has been put in or not, so then it tries to remember it from memory. If not, just use the current characters thing. Same with the destination, otherwise if there is no destination, fail, because there has to be a destination. You can't find a path if there isn't one. And then yeah, down here the task is running. I kick off the task to run, and then you just all it does is run it. Cool, task runs, comes back, then I check if it was successful. I mean, if it's not successful, then I fail, otherwise I complete true. So that's cool. Then how simple that is. Once that's complete and successful, then it just does the walking. There's nothing too special about it. I just kick off these tasks and they run in the background until they're done. Then it comes back. Every tick from the AI base is checking the action. It's checking, are you done? 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 And then once it is done, then continue on. So the main thread, all it has to do is check each guy. Are you doing something? Cool. I think maybe there might be some performance gains if I switched it to an event-based system instead of checking every guy, because that might be where I'm losing some of the performance coming through each of these methods and nothing's happening. It's just entering and exiting these methods until there is an update. I'm not sure how different that would be with an event-based system, but that's something to look at in the future. But anyway, yeah, that's how we get all these dudes, which is really nice. And it looks like they all might have run out of oxygen there, and FPS is tanked. Okay, yeah, something else is, that's something, don't look at that. Okay, goodbye. Oh no, I can't even stop it. Oh no, I think there's something crazy going on. Anyway, cool, thanks for watching, bye.